Hello, and welcome to my new end of the year special episode, the Brettcast Best and Worst of 2022. In this very special episode, I'm going to look back at gaming talk, movie and TV talk, anime talk, and music talk. And I am going to mention all of the things that I talked about, gave my brief thoughts on, and then I'm going to pick the best and worst for each section. I just want you to know that this is going to be about the things that I've played or watched in 2022, not things that just released in 2022. Please remember that this is all my opinion, and now, without further delay, let's begin this very special episode. Here is everything that I watched and talked about in 2022. We have Jungle Cruise, The Suicide Squad, Red Snow, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Injustice, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, Godzilla vs. Kong, Batman The Long Halloween Parts 1 and 2, Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, Batman The Dark Knight Returns Parts 1 and 2, Episode 1 of Paramount's Halo, The Batman, Uncharted, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, Saw 1 through 8, Spiral from the Book of Saw, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The award for the worst of movie and TV talk in 2022 goes to Uncharted, because Uncharted is like the one game that would make the perfect movie in the right hands, but no. They managed to take Uncharted and turn it into a generic action-adventure movie that they banked all on the star power of Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg to get butts in seats. But they seemed to forget that they also needed to make a good movie. Honorable mentions for the worst of 2022 goes to Episode 1 of Paramount's Halo TV show, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The award for the best of movie and TV talk of 2022 goes to Spider-Man No Way Home. This is also the best of what Marvel put out in 2022, if you ask me. No Way Home just did everything right. It had the right amount of fan service with the other two Spider-Man actors, as well as other Spider-Man villains. The ending, while somber, was very well earned and done perfectly. It is in no way a perfect movie, but it was pretty damn good. Honorable mentions for the best of 2022 also go to Batman The Long Halloween Parts 1 and 2 and The Batman. '22 for Anime Talk had Sword Art Online Alicization, Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld, 2 seasons of Netflix's The Ultraman, Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway's Flash, and Pokemon The Arceus Chronicles. The award for the worst of Anime Talk in 2022 goes to Sword Art Online Alicization and War of the Underworld. Literally everyone I saw that had talked about those said that they were the best that SAO has been in years, or just the best that SAO has ever been. And unless they're talking about the look of the animation, which was pretty good, I'm going to have to disagree with that. And I say in my individual discussions for these that I am a fan of SAO, but these were just so awful that I cannot see myself continuing to watch SAO in the future. Alicization and War of the Underworld, in my opinion, are the worst that SAO has ever been, and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. The award for the best of Anime Talk in 2022 goes to Netflix's The Ultraman. Or just Ultraman. Honestly, I've never watched anything Ultraman before this, and I was recommended it because I like superhero stuff, and well, now I'm glad I watched it. It's got good animation, good action, and cool looking suits that kind of look like Iron Man armor. I'm very excited for whenever the 3rd season of this anime comes out, and I hope it's as good as the first 2 seasons. The albums that I listened to in 2022 and subsequently talked about are Requiem from Korn, A View from the Top of the World from Dream Theater, What the Dead Men Say from Trivium, In the Court of the Dragon from Trivium, The Bitter Truth from Evanescence, and Horizons from Starset. The award for the worst of Music Talk in 2022 goes to The Bitter Truth from Evanescence. I know that, this is like the time when the band was able to get away from, previous producers or whomever it was that was like forcing them to make songs that they didn't want to, and I get that. And I get that now they're able to make songs they want to, but like their previous songs and the way that the band had used to sound is what I liked. That's why I didn't like this album, because the sound of the band is totally different and I'm not a big fan of it. The award for the best of Music Talk in 2022 goes to Requiem from Korn. Up until this point, there was actually never a whole Korn album that I liked, just, various songs from various albums, but Requiem is the first Korn album that I loved from start to finish. Honorable mentions for the best of 2022 also goes to Horizons from Starset. All of the games that I played and talked about in 2022 are Lego Batman, Lego Batman 2, Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, Lego Battles, Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed, Medal of Honor Heroes, Gran Turismo PSP, God of War Ghosts of Sparta, God of War Chains of Olympus, Coded Arms, Forza Horizon 4, Lego Rock Band, Medal of Honor Frontline, Medal of Honor Rising Sun, Resident Evil 7, Total War Warhammer 2, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil Revelations, Resident Evil Village, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Kirby Star Allies, Need for Speed Heat, and Need for Speed 2015. The award for the worst of gaming talk in 2022 goes to Total War Warhammer 2. Perhaps you saw that coming, as I gave it a video where I said mostly negative things about it for good reason. It's a very confusing game that has minimal to no in-game tutorial and ultimately isn't a good game for new players, if you ask me. Honorable mentions for the worst of 2022 is actually going to be one that I didn't make a video on, but I did play it, and that's Resident Evil 6, as well as Need for Speed 2015 and Need for Speed Heat. The award for the best of gaming talk in 2022 goes to Resident Evil Village. This game was really good from start to finish. It's not a perfect game like in Resident Evil 7. Village still doesn't know if it wants to be an action FPS game or a horror game. Some honorable mentions for the best of 2022 go to Forza Horizon 4, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. And there you have it. You have reached the end of this very special episode. Thanks to all for watching, subscribing, and I look forward to bringing you more videos in 2023. That's all I have to say, so thanks for listening, and goodbye.